way again. This is the three-class field, about 50 bikes on the grid. And once again, it looked like it was Yanni Shaw that got a pretty good start on that one, but we've got two more grid starts to look forward to, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the two Moto3 bikes. That's Chris Malcolm and Yanni Shaw battling it out as they head down the back straight. There's the 16, Daniel Jenkins. That's the RS1252 stroke in third place as well. So brilliant stuff. There's the bright yellow bike of Terran Ocean there. So we've got lights on. This is the super light class, the second of our stars to get away, and it looks like Jacob Stroud on the Kramer gets a good jump, and Richard Markham-Barrett there on the second Kramer. He's in second place as well as they head into turn one. Dennis Charlotte on that awesome two-stroke wobbly 400, he calls it, the man they call wobbly. He's got a lot of work to that bike, and brilliant stuff as the super lights get away cleanly, and just waiting for the one more start. The Pro Twin boys are underway as well. And looks like a good start from the 33 of Nick Kane on the Underground Brown Mega Motorcycle Centre SV650 as well. So definitely Pro Twin Racing has been some of the best we've had so far at the NZSBK, and no reason why it won't be here today as well at Round 3 Moto Fest.
So just trying to track them at the front of the field here, trying to find where they are, just coming out of the double B by the look of it, coming on to the existing circuit very shortly. And we will get a good look at them at the high pool hairpin, but I think it is still Yanni Shaw in the front at the first start, and he's got quite the sizable lead as they head down into the high pool hairpin now.
Yeah, they come the 125-250 mono boys coming up the hill and into the start-finish line. So here they go, across the line, the D6 Motorsport S on the front of the bike. Yanni Shaw, he's in front of this one. That's brilliant stuff. And these 125 two-stroke GP bikes are a little bit outdated, so we've got the 254-stroke Moto3 style bikes in there as well. So Yanni Shaw, Chris Malcolm, Campbell Grayling in there with Mark Robinson, Terran Ocean. That's your top five there as we try and catch a glimpse of this awesome super light field. So there'll be nothing in that one either as they head out of the sweeper and up the hill, and it looks to be the 70 of Jacob Stroud on the Kramer, who's already got a decent enough advantage as we see them come into view. And the 70 on the bike, the Shuzi supported Team Lizard Racing Kramer Evo 690 in first place with going to be the bright orange number 15 Dennis Charlotte. He's in second place there, and Richard Markham-Barrett up there on the second to Kramer as well. Here comes some of our Pro Twin boys up the hill as well, so trying to catch a glimpse of Pro Twin Racing, the third class in there. And there we go, it is going to be the number 65 Ben Rosendale in there with 33 of Nick Kane, so that's a full-on fight for the championship as well as a fight out there as well. So absolutely brilliant stuff. 3 races in one, and Phil and I will try and do our best to keep a track of it all, but there's action all over this international circuit at Hampton Downs.
Well, Nick Kane and Ben Rosendale knows each other very well, having battled out here in the Auckland Club Championships season after season, and also in the High Sun Cup, in the early days of the High Sun Cup. So they'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We've got bikes spread right around the circuit. This is a huge grid. And as we said, 3 classes in one. A commentator's nightmare.
Here we go, up the front straight. So at the finish line, that is the 125-250 mono boys coming through. Yanni Shaw with a decent advantage. Then go back to Chris Malcolm, Mark Robinson, Dan Jenkins. That three-way fight for second place. Terran Ocean crosses the line there. Logan Rao in there as well. Aaron Lambourne, Carl Hooper, Jason Hearn, the first of the Biggles Racing IM 250s in there, and Brodie Jones in there in the top 10. So that's an awesome little battle to keep an eye on. Not much separating all of those boys. And then the Superlight, what has Jacob Stroud had for breakfast. He's definitely out there flying at the moment on the Kramer with his Dennis Charlotte and Richard Markham-Barrett second and third with that little Gavin Veltmeyer. Good to see Gav back on the racetrack. He's in 4th place in the Superlight class. And then we had a look into the sweeper, the Pirelli Turn 10. It is the Pro Twin boys, and there's a big gaggle of them coming up the hill now. So we keen to keep an eye on that. Is the white bike, Ben Rosendale. Looks to be Andy McLaughlin, that beautiful Movistar MT-07 Yamaha. That's in second place as well. So all to play for here. They go 4 abreast as they cross the finish line and head into turn 1. So the Pro Twin Racing, this is quite exciting for them as well.
Yeah, brilliant stuff in the Pro Twins. Augustine Nick Kane in there again with Rosendale once more mixing it up. No change at the top of the order with the 125s and the 250 monos. Still Yanni Shaw from Chris Malcolm.
Here trying to catch a glimpse of the Pro Twin battle. Definitely one to look out for. They're heading down the big back straight at the moment. So as they cross the line, look at this: Nick Kane, Ben Rosendale, Josh Augustine and Michael Patchett, even Matt Dunlop. So 5 of them all within 0.8 of a second as they cross the line. So definitely one to keep an eye on, and definitely one of the championships that's the tightest at the moment. Not many points in it at the moment. So brilliant action at Hampton Downs, and catching a glimpse at our 125 GP 250 mono boys. It is still Yanni Shaw with a decent advantage back to Christopher there, and Mark Robinson as well. So 4.5 second advantage, one of the biggest gaps we've seen in races. We've had some great racing today, and 4.5 seconds is an eternity compared to some of the winning margins we've seen today.
It's night and day, isn't it? That is easily the biggest advantage we've seen.
Have a look at the Pro Twins. There's just a good group of 8 of them heading into the Porsche Dipper and out of there as we watch the Super Light boys crossing the line, and it is still the 70 of Jacob Stroud. He's still in charge of that one, but this is the real race. Up the hill at the moment they come, and you'll hear that awesome 650 twins. Nothing else sounds like a 650cc twin. They're all heading up the hill now, and there was less than 0.8 of a second as they crossed the line last time, and there it is again coming through. So Pro Twin Racing is alive here at Hampton Downs, and look at them all flying over the line. So absolutely brilliant. Matt Dunlop there, he's up into a quality position there, so absolutely brilliant. Josh Augustine, he is leading that one by 1.5 seconds, and Nick Kane, Ben Rosendale, and then of course Matt Dunlop missed the first 2 rounds with a crash, and so good to see him back in the North Island mixing it with the Pro Twins.
And what's the name's baby too, G?
Yes, and big congratulations to the team Dunlop Racing. Got a little bit bigger over the new year. So Kendall, she is the current New Zealand sidecar champion with Pete the Pirate. So they've had a baby. So congratulations to Team Dunlop Racing, and the race team got added another member over the new year, so congratulations to them as we try and catch this 250 mono and 125 Grand Prix action. They headed over the finish line, and it is still Yanni Shaw extends that advantage. He's out to 5.6 seconds, so our Australian visitor, who would never have been to Hampton Downs, is out there and doing a quality job with a 5.6 second lead over Chris Malcolm and Mark Robinson at the moment. There is the 70, that is Jacob Stroud on the Kramer, so a brilliant performance from Jacob. He has a decent lead back to Dennis Charlotte, so he has a 6 second lead also, so a 6 second lead back to Dennis Charlotte at the moment with Richard Barkin Barrett, a good third place him. Chris Huddleston now up there as well with Johnny Lewis, and Liam Briggs, a non-starter in that one, so brilliant stuff in the super light class as we try and catch a glimpse of these Pro Twin boys. They're heading out of the sweeper and up the hill. There's definitely still not much in it. Josh Augustine up there as well. Nick Kane was there last time around. Let's have a look at it as they cross the line. It is definitely the 89 of Josh Augustine, then go back to Nick Kane in there. So definitely all on there. Michael Patchett, he's up into 3rd place now with Ben Rosendale in 4th, and Nick Sutherwood now, he hasn't been there until now, so he's up into 5th place. So definitely with 2 laps to go, one to look out for there. Nick Sutherwood, he had great pace at round 1 and 2, so very keen to see. He's on the Yamaha, so most of them on the Suzuki 650. Nick and Andy McLaughlin, our points leader, they were on the Yamaha MT-07. So a couple of different manufacturers on display in the 650 Pro Twin action, and definitely all 89 Josh Augustine's at the moment.
I'm just having a look at the lap times. Jacob Stroud fastest with a 1:43.999. I just saw that Dennis Charlotte's just dropped off that 5 second gap open up in that last couple of laps. So we'll just keep an eye on the man from Canterbury. There is Yanni Shaw. White flag comes out. So he's the overall leader of this race. 2nd place, Chris Malcolm. And in 3rd place, Mark Robinson. So in the Super Lights, Jacob's got a fairly sizable gap on Dennis Charlotte in 2nd, and it's Richard Markham Barrett. So that one yet to, well, the minor's probably yet to be decided, I think, Brad, but I think maybe you could give the 25 points to Jacob. It's a pretty good day.
Absolutely. He will sleep well tonight, I can tell you, as we've got someone running off. That looks like it might be Andy McLaughlin run off into Porsche. So that's our Pro Twin points leader. I think I caught the blue and white livery of the Yamaha. So there might be some championship drama in this opening race. So we'll catch the rest of the Pro Twin boys out of the turn 10 sweeper. This is the race that's all on at the moment. They're heading up the hill, and the bright orange bike of Nick Kane still in there as well with Josh Augustine. What a ride from Josh. He's stretching that advantage. There's Nick Kane. Matt Dunlop now up into third. There's Nick Southerwood in there as well with Michael Patchett. So definitely can't see the Andy Mack entry. So Andy McLaughlin run off into Porsche. He didn't tip it over, so hopefully he can regain. He's got back going, so hopefully he can salvage some championship points. Had the points lead heading into this race. So drama here in Pro Twin action as we try and catch our race win for Yanni Shaw. We'll hear the awesome Moto3 bike from the D6 Motorsport team in Australia brought Yanni over, and so far he's been swapping victories with Jason Hearn, but today this one is all his at the moment. So trying to catch a glimpse of Yanni Shaw, a classy Australian man on a full spec Kalex KTM engine Moto3 bike. So absolutely brilliant. Here he comes, and that is the checkered flag for Yanni Shaw. Our first 125 GP250 mono win goes to him. There's his teammate in the second place, Chris Malcolm, and looking for the two-stroke of Daniel Jenkins. So the first of the 125 two-strokes home in third place. As we see the 70 of Jacob Stroud, what a win for the Kramer and the Shoesy Team Lizard Racing team. Grab a brilliant win. A couple of our, there's Richard Markham Barrett coming through in the Superlight class. So Dennis Charlotte, Chris Huddleston, and Richard Markham Barrett, that's second, third, and fourth for the Superlight class. And then we look to catch these Pro Twin boys as they are heading down and out of the sweeper at the moment. So the Pro Twin boys all to play for here. So what a action-packed moto this one's been. So having a look, we still haven't had the 89 come into shot. Here comes, there he is, the 89 crosses the line, and so Josh Augustine takes the Pro Twins win. Nick Kane second, Matty Dunlop in third with Michael Patchett fourth. Nick Southerwood, he's in fifth place, one for Ben Rosendale, and Matt Bro finding it out. They're heading it up the hill at the moment, and absolutely awesome. So that was quite breathtaking there. 50-odd bikes on track, 3 races. Hopefully we called that correctly, but brilliant stuff. And yeah, 3 different podiums.
Yeah, congratulations to the winners, Yanni Shaw in the 125 250 monos, and then Jacob Stroud taking another win. And we're just confirming the first place, Josh Augustine in the Pro Twins. So good stuff. He'll be down there doing the final podium of the day. We've got one more race to come before we wrap up the track action here at Hampton Downs, and that will be the Carl Cox Motorsport Hyasun Cup. And once again, big fields here for the Hyasun Cup, which has been a tradition over the years since Ken and his team got this amazing little class together.
be right back.
All right, very quick here. We're going to jump the queuing to Jacob. In fact, even because I think we've got Josh who's going to head straight out in this next race, and you too, Jacob. Hey, you make that look easy. What's the secret about winning so easily here? That's one of the biggest margins you've had.
Yeah, no, it was really good to get that win, to finally, prove what we know that bike's been capable of. We've had a great team that's just worked tirelessly the whole season, really get that bike to a place where it can demolish a field like that, and it was just really great to see all that hard work finally paying off.
Well done, mate. Go out there and do it hard. Congratulations. Jacob Stroud, well done. Nice to see. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, we're not going to get Josh as well because he too, there's the number 89. So he's going to go straight out for the next race. So there he goes. Jacob has just been in that race. Josh, we'll try and save it for you, Cobber. There we go. So.
2-minute call for the car parks motorsport car. 2-minute call for the car parks motorsport car.
Well, here we are with Yanni. First of all, Yanni, welcome to Hampton Downs. What do you think of this circuit?
Yeah, it's good fun. It's a little bumpy, but the layout's really, really nice, and it works for the KTM.
I was just going to say, it's suitable for your bike. Would you just call it sort of like hand and glove material? Pretty good fit?
Yeah, it's really, really nice. It worked really, really well. Can't thank D6M enough for the Calix KTM. It handled like a dream, cornered like a champion, so we're happy.
Right, so has your bike stayed over since the last time?
Yeah, so D6M look after that, and it varies between the round and I vary between the countries, so it's good fun.
All right, so you should be back home for a few weeks and then come back to join us for the double header of rounds 4 and 5?
Yeah, I'll have ASBK round 2 before the weekend before the next one, so there'll be 3 weekends back to back, so it'll be interesting. Yeah.
All right, tell us about the circuits that you're used to riding and some of the exploits that you've done on that bike. Other places you've been with it?
With this particular bike, no, but I've been lucky enough to ride a few circuits in Australia on a Ninja 300, Ninja 400, ZX10R superbike, so it's really, really good. It's helped with the diversity and helped me adapt to this thing, so it's a very different game. It's a MotoGP Grand Prix machine, so it's just a step above the rest.
All right, so you definitely have earplugs in, do you?
Oh, for sure. So noisy.
Yeah, we all know that. What's the performance? How could people think of relating to that? You know, if they were to ride another bike, what would that be on a par with?
Oh, I couldn't. It handles like a... Oh, mate, I couldn't. I honestly couldn't compare it to anything else. It is a cut above the rest, to be honest. It's so rigid. It's so sensitive. So the smallest change will make a massive difference out on track, and it can really mean the tenths and thousandths that you're trying to chase. So it really is a Grand Prix machine, yeah.
Great to see. Hey, Yanni, special congrats, mate. Let's hope you can do it again tomorrow. Have a good night here, and we'll see you back.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Well done. There he is. So well done to Yanni. Great result.